Hi, Tino here to State of Decay, to the update 19 patch notes and what's really new, and especially summarize the best and most useful new additions in this part together. So overall, starting with the new vehicle tune-up and the improvements vehicle-wise, we got increased acceleration to escape threats way faster, a better off-road performance, so especially if you're on rough terrain like mud or on water and you get stuck less frequently. Like I said a couple of times in the past update 19 videos, you got more power in reverse driving, so when you're stuck downwards with your vehicle and try to unstuck yourself without the command, you can do this with more ease in reverse driving. And also the terrain and tire interaction and vehicle behavior got improved in this manner. So the next spot is the shotguns. The shotguns now have a reliable kill frequency within a radius of 5 meters and also a better crowd control to up to 20 meters, so they have a longer range. Their pellets spread less exaggerated, so they hit or tend to hit their targets way better and not just some grazing or graze shot on arms and legs and things like that. And also the noise dropped significantly, so most shotguns and also the revolvers are at about 45 to 50% noise now, so they are not exaggerated like AP50 caliber rounds or what the name was, 50 cal weapons, you know, the anti-material guns, or the heavy B50 FG gun. The Drucker County map got complete new improvements visual wise, so visual aesthetics like more lantern, guardrails, little extras, some fine-tuning on the map itself, like the terrain near Mike's concrete or the concrete itself got an overhaul, a couple new bushes and trees got added to the map. And the next maps will be Cascade Hills and then Mega Valley, that the developers will take care of, or part of the team, and it also gives a better driving experience on Drucker County now. We get the free blood mobile now for I think 200 influence or 400 on higher difficulties instead of the wizard van by radio command, so you can have as many as you want if you finish the cooldown or waited until the cooldown is off and then spam the blood mobiles and have as many as you want of them. We got a couple of new World War II weapons that they are mostly available at the Bounty Broker. I already went over the bounties and the new rewards in episode 16, so the last video. And there are linked bounties that you need, or the requirements that you need to obtain those weapons. So it's the Ceremonial Thompson, the Silent Knight, the MP40 submachine gun, the FBI fighting rifle, the Danger Dog PPS H41, the German trench tool, the tank hammer, aviator helmet and combat helmet. But for obtaining the Soviet, the regular PPS H41 is like any other World War II weapon that was prior to update 19, only obtainable by loot or killing enclaves, finding NPCs who have them and get them killed somehow, and loot spawned across the map or in a small pre-roll. Talking about loot, we get to the next topic, the loot container distribution and how they are spread now with the new loot system. Instead of finding containers that include, or buildings that contain 5 or 6 lootable containers, or 7, we have now 1, 2, 3 and 7 and up, 8 and up, so 8, 9, 10, 12. I also used some screenshots in the, not the last video, the one before, where I talked about update 19, also the patch notes, and that only works if you move map now after update 19 launches, not like I did by moving maps before update 19 launched. So I only did this for the new loot and the new weapons, for restocking and refilling up the gun shops, military checkpoints, the secret weapon crates or hidden caches, and the gun shops, military checkpoints, military trauma tanks, things like that. We have a higher chance to encounter those weapons, but you can also encounter them in barns, in houses, in, well, pretty much all over the maps. But it still works better if you move map or restart a new community, but just moving maps is fine. So then there's one of my other new favorite patches or additions, the way how the auto shop works now by giving us the ability to craft toolkits and also bulk craft toolkits at lower costs, because if you craft free advanced toolkits, you'd spend 210 scrap parts, but now you'll only spend 150 for free advanced toolkits, a bulk crafting toolkits, so it's definitely worth it to have a auto shop in my opinion, if you have a large slot open or don't know how to use it efficiently otherwise. And also the container Aegis got a slight difference, a overhaul, that containers that aren't in the same room with you or on another floor, another level, have a grayish tone or aren't white, and the ones that you're in the room with are obviously white shown. Then gameplay wise, like I said before, the revolvers were also decreased in noise, and they are more silently now. They are quieter than before, but 45 Magnum revolvers are still the same and the loudest. And then there are a couple of tweaks. For example, the Spec Ops AW sniper rifle is a few pounds lighter. The Aegis 3 shotgun has now, instead of 4+1 in the chamber, a 6+1 in the chamber ammo capacity. The Excadabra sword, which I talked a few episodes before the update 19 launched, was ironically increased in lethality, dismemberment, ease of use, so it's almost tied with the Bellwood sword, which is in my opinion one of the best bladed weapons, and also the Skull sword, which is the same model like the Excadabra but slightly less strong stats, was also slightly improved. And the pyro launcher's effectiveness against playcards only, so the playcards itself have an increased resistance to the pyro launcher damage. It's pretty much twice as much. So instead of bringing a playcard down with 35 to 40, what's it called? What would you call it? Fuel attacks, fire strikes, pyro launcher shots. We just call it that way. They need at least, around about 80 just on standard zone. So I guess on nightmare zone probably even a bit more. And then there is one of my critique points that were fixed, that I talked about a few episodes, also a few episodes ago, that when you enter the building, the character skins and the whole interior had some grayish tones, some weird texture, or missing textures or missing colors was also fixed. So the grayscale interior lighting was fixed now. It's done, it's away, it's a thing of yesterday. And these are probably my few most important things. Yeah, I mentioned pretty much everything. Like I said, my favorite things are the shotguns, that they are quieter now, more efficient impact wise, and they stop spreading so exaggerated and hit the targets now. And also the Echo S3 shotgun that has a higher capacity. The Silent Knight will be probably one of my favorite weapons because it's one of the few silenced revolvers. The Danger Dog is still something I need to obtain because the new bounties are exaggerated. Some of them are time consuming and stressful in my opinion, especially 45 bloaters killed with pistols. I mean, 20 would have been enough, and it's still a lot because I struggled with 15 bloaters on Nightmare Zone with shotguns only for update 19. I think for the blunderbuss, the shotgun from the plunder pack, but yeah, it will be stressful, I can assure you this. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, have a great day, goodbye.
They fought and died with us. I thought I knew brotherhood before, but I learned its true meaning that day.
Done and done.
Did that actually just happen? Finally, Gentleman Cadaver is mine.